Gentlemen, to another session of the 69 Camaro rebuild. This week we are going to replace the exhaust system. Now if you come in here, you'll notice that a couple of years ago I had replaced the exhaust system with a 2.5-inch super trap system that was exhausting out of the side. Obviously a little loud. A lot of the exhaust gases were making their way into the cabin, not very comfortable. What we're looking to do is put a full exhaust system, 2.5 inches, with split dual exhaust mufflers under here, looping over the rear end and going out of the back. Now, one thing that we want to do now that was not available in 1969 is a crossover pipe. What a crossover pipe does is it balances the exhaust coming out of the two different cylinder banks, and it makes for a much quieter exhaust sound profile, as well as reduced back pressure, so it's very good for horsepower as well. So what we've done is contacted our friends at Jegs, got a new stainless steel exhaust system, 2.5 inch, and this is the crossover pipe. So what that does is essentially that allows both cylinder banks to feed into this crossover chamber, and then it goes out two separate pipes through the back. So what we will do is start by taking down the existing exhaust. Best way that I like to do that is, once again, if you have a lift, you can use a jack stand on the bottom. Alrighty, so we are going to support back of the exhaust, lift that up just a little bit so it's suspended on that. What we want to do is release the collectors, and the way we do that is go all the wrench. Watch your head. Turn it off. Alrighty, so we have the collector, the 3 bolts of the collector disassembled. Meanwhile, we got the rear of our exhaust suspended over there. We are just going to disconnect this and discard the old one. So you see that's a 3-inch collector going into a reducer, coming down to a 2.5-inch pipe, going into a set of super traps. Old exhaust going away, going to be replaced with a full dual exhaust with a crossover chamber. So we've taken down the old exhaust, and what we're doing now is we are mocking up the new system. So like I said, our friends at Jegs sent us a full Camaro exhaust system. As you see, the 2.5-inch pipes are already pre-bent. It's designed to go with 2 mufflers that will sit under the rear floor, curl over the transaxle, and then out the back. So right now what we're doing is we're mocking this up. Like I said, the original exhaust was a single flow dual exhaust system. It did not have a crossover pipe. If you look in here, you'll see what the crossover chamber does. It brings the 2 different cylinder banks, the flow of that exhaust, into a common large chamber where some of that pressure and that sound dissipates, and then flows back out to 2 separate mufflers and exhaust. Okay, so here we are so far. We have our exhaust system bolted up. It's not tightened yet, so the mock-up worked rather well. As you know, we couldn't put in the crossover chamber, but the pipes are mocked in. They're not tight yet. Now what we have to do is we need to put the hangers in. The hangers will suspend and get the weight off of the clamps and the header bolts. So once we get them suspended to where they need to be, then we'll do a final clamp down on all the bolts. We'll lock down on them, and we'll make sure those are very tight and not leaking any exhaust gases.